I had a plan. The plan was to make like a full epic, all you need to know about what slide to get, what slide to buy. I started taking a bunch of notes. I started planning this whole thing out. The more I planned, the more I procrastinated, because there is just, number one, there's a lot of information. And number two, there's a lot of videos about this. Okay, so here we go. There's two things when it comes to slides that are really, really important. Number one is materials, and number two is fit. Materials and fit. First category would be glass. This is like a classic pill bottle, quercetin bottle, blues bottle type slide. So glass usually, almost always, has a very smooth sound. It's really great on acoustic because a lot of times glass, to my ear, has less like string and fret noise. I think as far as just plain sound is concerned, whether you're playing electric or acoustic, glass is the best. That's me. If you're a Rycooter fan, every time I sit down with a glass slide, I think about Rycooter. Obviously, Derek Trucks, Dwayne Allman, I think Bonnie Raitt might use one of these. It's great. So there's glass. There's different kinds of glass. So this, I think, is probably, this might be real glass, but sometimes these are made of like Pyrex, a little more durable. There's like, I borrowed these from my friend Tom. Hi, Tom. These are made from wine bottles, wine bottle necks, and they're a little bit thicker. And maybe to some ears, the tone's a little bit stronger. One thing about glass is it can kind of have like a high-end, pingy sound, which might not be good. That might be a con. Let's see here. You hear that? So that's glass. The next category of materials would be brass. Brass slides are super common. I use brass all the time. This is a brass slide that I've had for like 20 years. To my ears, brass is, people talk about like a bell-like tone. Of course, people make bells out of brass. It doesn't, to me, it doesn't sound as clear as a glass slide, but it sounds really close, especially with electric guitar. With acoustic guitar, maybe you can hear a little difference. But to me, the big difference between brass and glass is brass is heavier, and you get a little feeling of that weight, which might be good for some. And also brass has a little resistance against the strings. So there's a little bit of tactical feedback. One thing about brass to keep in mind, as far as cons are concerned, if you wear a metal ring and it's next to the slide, you can get some of this going, which electric guitar through an amp, no big deal, but if you're like mite or it's an intimate setting and you're playing acoustic, that might be a problem. But let's do chrome. So here are two chrome slides. This one is very thin. This one's a little thicker, but still pretty thin. Chrome, to me, it is kind of a neutral sound. It is kind of bright, though. Brighter than brass. It's not terribly bright, although that just now was kind of bright. So that is chrome. I think chrome works really well if you use a lot of gain. Paul Gilbert, great guitar player, local Portland guitar player. You might have heard of him. He uses chrome, and I think it works. Maybe it works really well for him because he often plays, you know, kind of a high gain thing. And there's something about chrome that works really well for that. Cons of chrome is, I don't know if there are any, but maybe it's just kind of boring. Maybe that's just me. It's not as, maybe the novelty, whatever. So we've done glass, we have done brass, we have done chrome. Let me throw a couple more in. This is a moonshine, Dunlop moonshine slide, and this is like porcelain or ceramic. I think it's ceramic. You guys hear that? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Pros and what they do. It pretty much sounds like glass. But, so, kind of neutral, beautiful, clear, but it's bigger and it's heavier. You do get a little bit of tactical feedback with porcelain or ceramic. A lot of people like these with acoustic guitar. Also, you can get some of that like classic slide noise, but it's not overly bright. That's really good. Ceramic. I got this from my good friend Andrew. Andrew, if you're watching, hi. These are awesome. I think that's about it on materials. Let's talk about fit. With fit, like how tightly does it fit on your finger? Also, which finger are you going to use? You can do the pinky thing, which is what I like to do. Me and Ariel Posen and Joey Landreth, you know, my good friends. I like pinky because it leaves the rest of your hand play chords. And on a pinky slide, I like it to go all the way down because it feels stable for me, and I like it to be tight where it's not going to fall off. That's important. The Ariel Posen slide goes down above the knuckle, which he really, I guess, that way he can bend his knuckle. That's super awesome. That feels weird to me, but whatever. So there is that. Next with fit, if you are doing your ring finger, which is like the Derek Trucks thing, you might want to use one of these like blues bottles. It goes above the knuckle. You can see Derek Trucks, his isn't like totally tight. It's a little loose, but that's kind of part of the thing. You know, obviously not for me. Also, the ring finger works really well on these wine bottle. But the ring finger for me is like playing chords like this. I started this way and I ended up changing because I wanted to play chords easier. If you like the blues bottle thing, but the ring finger still feels weird, you can do what my friend Michael, who loaned me this slide, did, and put like roll up paper and put it inside so it fits a little tighter. That's pretty cool. Well, the only thing is the paper might come out. Sorry, Michael. Okay, middle finger. That's kind of the Bonnie Raitt or Jason Isbell thing. The cool thing about that is, I guess you can sort of, I don't know. Oh, you have these two if you want to. That's great. And then, you know, there's, maybe you want to hold it in your hand like this and go above the neck, like AJ Gent or Johnny Buckland. Time to tell you the secret. A couple things with fit that we missed. Porcelain slides, if you get really sweaty, you should try one of these because it's like porous on the inside and it won't get all messed up if your finger gets sweaty. If you should try also, these slides are a little thicker. That might work for you. Or you should try a chrome slide, because chrome slides are usually really thin and your finger is actually closer to the strings. And if you're struggling with like your slide playing feeling too shaky or too foreign, grab a chrome slide, because your finger is closer to the strings and it feels like you have a little more control. Here is the secret to all of this. There's two factors that really matter. We already talked about, actually, I guess this is, well, there's materials and fit, that's two. There's two other factors that matter, and these other two actually matter the most. Let's see, how can we, 2 plus 2 equals 4. There are 4 things that matter with slide. Materials, fit, and then here's the next one. It just needs to do the thing. Like, it needs to make slide sounds. There really is, at the end of the day, no right or wrong when it comes to slides. That's why there are so many different kinds of materials. People play them at different fingers. Danny Gatton is shredding with a beer bottle. There's no right or wrong. It just needs to make slide sounds. And if you're playing, like, the difference is like bright or not as bright or whatever. Well, if you're playing electric guitar, you have your guitar, you have the tone that's in your hands, you have a tone knob, and you have an amp. So if you have like a brass slide and it's a little brighter than a glass slide, but you like glass, but you have brass on the gig, you can always just like roll the tone knob down, no big deal. So does it work? Some slides actually don't work. Like the glass thing, if you don't see good and you're clumsy, don't get a glass slide, because it's not going to work for you. You're going to lose it, it's going to fall, it's going to break, you're going to hurt somebody. So you just get something that works. Don't get lost in obsessing over it. It's good to know the differences. We just talked about it for a long time. But in the end, it really doesn't matter as long as it's making slide sounds. Here's the last thing. You just make sure you like it. I tell people at the guitar shop, the way you choose a good guitar is, does it work? Does it do guitar things? Stay in tune? Does it make sounds? And do you like it? And that might be a really expensive guitar, it might be a cheap guitar, but those are the things that really matter. Does it work and do you like it? And the same with slides. Does it work and do you like it? Okay, that's a lot of information and it's all scattered. The secret to all of this, let me end with that. Here is the grand secret. Your slide is just a little thing that you integrate into your guitar journey. What kind of slide you pick, it doesn't determine your final destiny. And when you play slide and people listen to you and watch you, they honestly, most people, I would venture to say almost everybody, nobody cares what your slide is made of. People don't really care what finger you wear it on. Maybe your other guitar friends were like, oh, middle finger slide player, cool. But people don't care. What they care about is whether or not you are making good music, whether or not you are having fun, whether or not they're connecting with you as a musician in that performing experience. And this brings us all back to this whole idea of finding your voice and being yourself and playing guitar like you. So that's the secret. It really doesn't matter. What does matter is that you get a slide if you're interested and you go for it. So I watched a video with J.D. Simo talking about a slide, and he did this way better than me. He basically said, what you pick doesn't matter. Just choose something and go for it. And I think that there's something to that pretty much nails it. Just pick one. I would suggest if you're at the very beginning, you have no idea where to start, just buy a slide. or borrow one from a friend. It doesn't matter. Get the $10 slide from Sweetwater, go to your guitar shop, buy something that looks cool to you, that fits. Just buy one and use it for like a month. Practice guitar with it every time you pick up the guitar for like a month. And at the end of that month, you will know the things that don't fit you. Like you feel like you're a pinky player, but it's really a middle finger slide. You'll know. At the end of that month, you'll know what material, if the material is okay for you or if you don't like it. You'll know, because if you got brass and it gets all pingy with your wedding ring and that bothers you, you'll know. If you get glass and you dropped it and you broke it, you'll know glass is not for you. So you'll know about the fit. You'll know what you need. You'll know about the materials, what you need. You'll know if it works or not for you. And you'll know whether or not you like it. So just get something, use it for a month, and then take note mentally of the things that aren't working. Take note if it doesn't fit, what you would like to change. Take note of the material. If you get all sweaty and you have glass and it's not working, you can go to porcelain. Take note of whether or not, does it sustain enough? Is it thick but you want thin? And if you like it, at the end of the day, the materials and the fit are important, but not as important as whether or not it works and whether or not you like it. Because at the end of the day, your slide doesn't matter. You matter, and the music you make matters, and the people who listen matters. So it's a small thing. Just go for it. There you go. There's my whole spiel about slides. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, and happy slide hunting.